interesting I want to kind of bring traders to is this candle. This was a green candle. You can see the candle was green by the body. But when we go into this candle and we look into more detail, what you can understand is that we had a lot of red delta creeping into the zone, right? So we actually had right at the top, if you look right at the top, we had zeros at the top, right? 0 for 8, 0 for 5. And so when you see a 0, there's two ways of looking at it. The first way to look at it is that it's an auction that's been wiped out, because markets are basically an auction between buyers and sellers. So when you see a 0 and an 8, for example, that means that there's 0 market participants hitting the bid and there's 8 market participants hitting the ask, right? So that means that there's no aggressive sellers, right? So when you see a 0 on one end, that means that the auction has been wiped out between buyers and sellers. So the way you want to kind of imagine it in your head is that buyers and sellers have agreed that this is a fair price. It means they're no longer interested in trading at that price. And also another way of looking at it is in terms of volume, right? So volume corresponds to the bid plus the ask. And so when the volume gets lower, obviously that means when you see a 0, the volume is decreasing. And so you want to ask yourself, if the markets are moving higher, but the volume is decreasing, that means that buyers and sellers together are no longer interested in those higher prices. Because if they're no longer interested, what that means is that the ask and the bid naturally decrease, which means the markets don't want to trade at that price, right? The buyers and sellers do not agree that this is a fair price. So you know something is going to happen in this region.